Namaste, angels. Real quick, I'm going to make this reading go through April 1st. Normally it would end on the Saturday, the March 31st, but I decided to go through to the end. The universe is love. God is love. Jesus is love. It's Resurrection Sunday. It's also, or Easter Sunday, whatever you want to call it. To me, the fact about that not only Jesus, but other saints, as in ascended beings, were raised from the death, as well as from the dead, and what we will also be doing, you know, without that physical passing away. And the scriptures even talk about that. Nobody mentions it ever. The scriptures say there, and it has been and has happened already. They talk about where it's happened, but it goes on further to say there will be some or more who will not taste death. Google it if you like. I know the scriptures like the back of my hand. And, you know, I guess like similar to Nat Turner, he was a preacher at first and very pastor-like, I guess. Like we see what maybe we're meant to see at the time and interpret it in one particular way. But after he had experienced some things in life, he went back and read that thing all over and figured out, you know, what it was really saying, and that there had been things hidden in plain sight all along. So I never did that with intention, but I know them well enough that it's just I see the parts that are, you know, hidden to many or that we don't mention, and I'm familiar with parts that have been removed, and I have some books that contain parts that have been removed and all of that kind of stuff. So that said, I want to get into this as quickly as possible, but I did, and I am delayed, and the reason I'm delayed, I just didn't do it because I was not guided to do it until now. I've had a lot of people contacting me, particularly today, not just since I posted the journal, but particularly today, about attacks that they were under today specifically. And I think that it has a lot to do with Chiron, the wounded healer. That transit just occurred yesterday. And so I also went over at length, if he wants the general, just the fact that, as I have been for the past 3 weeks, the fact that healing is more important than it's ever been on this journey, in my particular professional opinion, this week. A lot of things have changed in the sky and will continue to change as we enter this age of Aquarius, out of Pisces. You know, some things are never going to be as they were again. Like, this is a really poignant time in the world, period, in the universe, period. And you're part of something special if you're, you know, one of these beings that was truly chosen to be on this journey, and is not just somebody looking for, you know, a really cool girlfriend or boyfriend. My entire natal chart is playing out. Now, I'm not surprised. Some of you might be like, huh? How did you get that to happen? But I've gone over why I'm different in the past, so I won't do that now. But it's part of the reason why I see so many positive things for you know, a good bit of us, the majority of us, especially if we have attended to this wounded soul that is within. And that's one of actually the pieces of my natal chart that's about to play out over the spring. They pretty much all do. But right now we're already in Jupiter and Scorpio. My personal Jupiter is in fact in Scorpio. On April 17th, Chiron enters Aries. And these are all things, like I said, there were one way for a long time. Chiron was in Pisces for a long time. And then it entered Capricorn in December. So here we are, almost April. It's been in Capricorn all that time. It's entering Aries. My Chiron is in Aries, my personal Chiron. The Gemini new moon will be on my birthday, 22 degrees, or master number 22, 1304, 1111 degrees Gemini on my birthday. So anyway, that's how long story short, so much of it is going on that I've been able to combine it with things that I quote unquote see, to come up with things that I further foresee, if you catch my drift. All right, so that said, we had that go on this weekend, or yesterday rather, March 25th at 12:36 p.m. The true node was sequiquadrate Chiron, or basically square. at 13 degrees Leo. March 31st at 12:54 a.m., Venus enters Taurus. She is currently in Aries, as is Mercury, which is not only in Aries, but retrograde in Aries. Jupiter, which I mentioned already, retrograde as well, but in Scorpio. Also on March 31st, for most of us, it will be the second blue moon of this month. Or the second moon, full moon rather, of this month, making it a blue moon. Full moon, 10 degrees Libra. This happens at 8:37 a.m. on March 31st. March 31st is also the first day of Passover, the 8-day Jewish celebration in recognition of the fact that their firstborn children or oldest person in a family, if they didn't have any children, were literally passed over by the angel of death because they followed the guidance that they had been given and did what they were supposed to do in time. And that's what we're up against too. If anybody asks me, we're up against like this time, this clock. And if you do what you're supposed to do within the time, you will be protected. And you move on, you know, to the next phase without having to still can carry the same burdens with you. What else happens this week? So yeah, April 1st rather, is April Fool's Day and Easter or Resurrection Sunday. So I think it's going to be all about rebirth for all of us who are prepared, not just, you know, based on the scriptures, Jesus the Christ and the other saints that were also raised. Not just them, us too. All right, I think that's it of stuff that may affect us. If not, again, if you have not seen the general reading, please do watch that one where I go over everything that I could think of that might affect us at length, including the fact that I think that healing right now, whether you purchase it from me or someone else or somebody does something for you, somebody that you in whom you believe and to whom you give your express permission, make sure you know what's going on with you. Don't let people just talk stuff over you, words over you, speak things over your life. You don't know what the hell they're doing. You know, because they like volunteer. Because I've seen this. So many people are so desperate for help that there's somebody like, oh, I'm gonna do I don't know. I've seen all kinds of crazy names. I'm gonna do a this so and so. And I'll just do it over a group. Well, hold on. Hold on. Don't just do it over me. I want to know what it is you're talking about. So make sure it's somebody that has, you know, can provide you with some sort of detail, even if they can't tell you exactly what they're going to do, as to what the process is and what kind of process it is. If it involves any kind of magic or manipulation, you know, anything that's tied to a particular religion that you may not want to be wrapped up in and all that kind of stuff. And that it's you that's saying, yes, I want this. And that somebody's not just doing something over you. Also, if you listen to any kind of meditations for help, if they are guided meditations, my recommendation is that you remain awake during those. Because again, you don't know what this person may start to talk about and you don't want them speaking things over your life that you don't otherwise agree with. I heard one time, this woman started calling dark angels in. It was a YouTube meditation and it had just like started, because I don't even watch stuff like that. I like binaural tones if I'm going to do any of it. And I do get those from YouTube. This woman started and she was channeling somebody or supposedly channeling somebody or something. Started talking about space people, which, you know, that's okay if you're into that. Started talking about that. And then she started calling in angels. And then she literally said dark angels. And this was after she had told people to out loud say their names and give permission, people at home who were watching. And I said, look at this. this woman just got people to, you know, give themselves over to that. So yeah, be very careful about stuff like that. If you're gonna, if you feel like you might fall asleep while you listen, don't listen to guided meditation. That's my advice. But I do highly, highly, highly recommend binaural tones. There are binaural tones for just about any sort of thing, healing that one could possibly need. And of course, they're not strong enough, or at least in my opinion, they are not to protect you or ward off some of these things under, you know, under which we're you know, under attack right now. But again, if you don't want to purchase a healing from anyone, a trusted healer, then you want to try to do something for yourself. Those are the kind of things I'll recommend you do for yourself. All right, so I keep running my mouth after I say I'm not going to. 29. It's because it's so important. I'm beginning with the dice with 29. Massage. And it's 50-50. Here says, eat cake. Sex. And email. And sex and eat cake may go together for some of us, depending upon what one is. One more thing. So anyway, I wanted to be clear about this because I don't know if I said it in a way that was clear. The healing, energy healing that I perform is detailed on my website. Exactly, you know, what it, well, I mean, I can't tell you exactly what God told me to do, but I tell you like the overall, what it is I'm doing. That it involves a lot of prayer and intercession, absolutely no magic or, you know, ritualistic things. It is angels of the light only. You guys see for yourselves that that's with whom I deal, and that's who and what surrounds me. You see it for yourselves when the orbs show up here and, you know, things move around all happy. That's with whom I work when I perform my energy healing as well. Those angels of the light only. And I explained on my Facebook page, I guess there was maybe in advance of this, like with this to come, unbeknown to me, that the reason, somebody actually asked me, and so I said, you know what, let me answer this for everybody. The reason I don't invite people to quote unquote like my pages on Facebook is because I want only genuine interest and or support. People that of their own volition are interested and decide they like it and would like to go ahead and click the like button. I very much appreciate it, but I'm not asking anybody to do it because I don't want, oh, well, I like you, so I like your page. No, I want you to like the page because you like the page. If you've experienced healing from me and you know, it's moved you so much so that you would like to provide some sort of testimonial or rating or whatever, then that's of your own volition too. You know, I don't ask. Because I truly, truly want it organic. So for those of you who have not had it, so when you go and see, you can say, oh, this isn't like someone, this isn't the queen trying to like sell her wares or whatever. These are real people, you know, all over the world who themselves are commenting on what they got out of the healing. Okay, you know, that makes me feel good. I'll try it, or I'll hit the like button or whatever. All right. So, love reading. You know what? I just finished talking at 13:13. So like 11, or 8, another 8. I'm beginning with an opening message, and the underlying energy is God Speaks, card number 33. And ironically, this card, so maybe that was why I was made to not only speak during the love reading, but to sort of run on. This card is about the fact that God is speaking to you directly, that he or the universe is speaking to you directly, and it may do so through another being or entity, not unlike myself. That could have been it just now. And that the guidance you receive in this period, in this time, you are to follow expressly. As a matter of fact, let me get the book. I I wasn't planning on reading the undercurrent, but just so you guys can hear for yourself, even if I don't read the whole thing. God speaks. The divine is speaking to you directly. Underneath the silence, there is an endless music of love pulsating throughout the universe. Within that sacred sound, there is guidance. It may or may not have words. It might be a feeling in your heart that you can only access when you're still, relaxed, dancing in a yoga practice, or even half asleep. It assures you that behind any struggle or challenge, there was only ever the divine seeking you out, calling you to surrender some fear or doubt or other so that you can move closer and trust in the sound of love beyond anything else. For in truth, no matter what may appear to be, there is nothing else. Didn't I say this too? There's only love. The universe is love. God is love. Jesus is love. And whatever you believe, that's all that matters is love. That's the only thing that's real. And I wasn't saying this because of this. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being loved into becoming. Be open to being shown divine genius in all that is happening. If you feel you are being nudged, know that you are being nudged by the divine. So even if it comes through another being, if you feel you're being held back, know that you're being held back by the divine. If it says, hold on, like, if you get a hold on, don't get healing, or don't get healing from this one, get it from that one, then follow that as well. All is happening perfectly for you and will unfold in divine timing. The divine is speaking to you. When you're captivated by the beauty of nature or an illogical sense of everything is okay, listen. That's the divine talking to you, reassuring you that all is unfolding according to spiritual law in perfect cooperation with your own destiny. When the first sound was born, and that just sounded like, as I was reading it, like the first son born, with this feast of the first born coming this Thursday. The air was filled with fantasy, like the flower's sweet perfume, alive in the moment. There was nothing else, only the energy coursing through my body and the tears on my cheeks. I was carried away on the strings, each note striking a chord within and answering with the emotions of my soul. How priceless the surprise, how powerful the memory, to be with the violin when it sings. Okay, so that was our message to follow divine guidance. Our real card is Rings of Time, card number 44. 33, representative of Ascended Masters, and 44, representative of Archangels. Rings of Time. Divine timing is granted to us as a gift. Sometimes if we want to be further ahead than we are, the gift can seem like a restriction rather than a generous holding, much like traffic that moves systematically so that not only one car, but many can reach their destination according to a greater harmony and alignment. We are like individual cars that must sometimes accept red lights and at other times can flow swiftly through many green lights. In just this way, this systematic flow of divine energy through human manifestation, your spiritual maturation is happening perfectly. There is no need to bother yourself about timing. When doors open, walk through. When they appear to be no such openings, rest and reflect. The rings of time serve you, beloved. This oracle brings you a message that the divine is completely responsible for the timing of every event, opportunity, and happening of grace in your life. All you need to do is live your life. Everything else is taken care of for you now. This applies to all of your plans and the unfolding of all of your relationships. Let it all breathe and let the divine happen as it will. There is a beautiful silence now as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes across a span of moments called time. There are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of your feelings or the rhythm of our eyes. All right, on that note, I'm beginning with the Two of Water. From my animal tarot to try to get a perspective on what's going on with the masculine and how he is feeling as it relates to the feminine and the union at this time. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. Opening to the 8 of winter. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you're really not. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you affirm your freedom. You have to claim yourself free, and then the door will fly open. I'm noticing these birds look like they're gossiping and like, what is this person? Who does this person think he is? Or what's he talking about? This could be the 2 here. And this could be a party of 3, but something's up with this guy too. So we'll see. But I think that that's speaking to the Judases of the week as well. Conflict may come. Again, I got a lot of calls and emails today, so maybe for some of you it started arriving already, but I was going to say toward the end of the week. 2 of summer and opening to ego, which is very much like that 8 of winter. It's also about a feeling of being trapped. You may feel that you are trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and to break free of negative thinking. Ego represents the sign of Capricorn. It's the devil in the traditional tarot. It can be about any type of codependency and also about addictions, like substance abuse, because that's coming up right now. Opening to the Princess of Winter, or the Page of Swords. Logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic is the Princess of Winter. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, or anybody likened to those traits or attributes. That reminds me, on Wednesday, today's Monday again, today's an 11/11. It is 382, that is 13 or 4, 11/11. Wednesday, however, the 28th, there is a very favorable transit between Venus and Uranus. So like some real Queen of Swords shit, but again, like favorable. Opening to the Hermit, which represents the sign of Virgo. Time to for some contemplation, or to retreat, to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment as well, if you can. Somebody may become enlightened about some sort of love partnership. And the Prince of Winter, decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intelligence over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. The Prince of Winter, like the princess, is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Can also represent Mercury or Venus, both rulers of Gemini, and Venus also a ruler of Libra. As it relates to air signs. Yes, she's a ruler of Taurus as well. I was talking about the air signs. And speaking of air or winter, coming to the 2 of winter, which is with what I started for the both decks for the general reading for the week. Procrastination and worrying about what others think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. So again, I started with a message from me about following guidance. Then I started with an opening message from the cards about following the guidance that you're giving. And now it's about following guidance from your heart that you've already received from the divine. They've already sparked that in you. Following that and not some sort of outside force as it relates to the decision you have to make. And speaking of Uranus, the overall energy is the star, which represents the planet Uranus and the sign of Aquarius. You are about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism, fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. The divine feminine about herself. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. Himself. The union. Overall. What the masculine would have the feminine do this week toward the union, specifically as it relates to love, what he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the two to do. And the outcome. Divine feminine, unity. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. Okay, this is going through an ascension. This is also coming into some sort of enlightenment, learning something, life lessons, maybe karmic lessons. Also, maybe having to make adjustments. I said that there was going to be some real Queen of Swords stuff going on, but from a positive standpoint. But maybe having to make adjustments to with whom, what, and where, you surround yourself. That's all these things that unity or the Hierophant are about. They can also be about commitment, you longing for commitment, and to maybe be a part of something, larger and bigger. And you will be. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a spiritual path. So it can be about fellowship as well, too. Getting together with people of your vibration or higher from whom you can learn something and maybe even teach something as well. Masculine as it relates to you. Boom. We got the Hierophant sitting here next to the Four of Wands. It's time to kick back, relax, and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. So these are both cards of commitment as well, maybe even marriage. And sacred marriage can apply. So if you say, oh, well, how am I going to all of a sudden get married this week? You're already married if you're part of a true sacred or divine union. But there can be conscious and intentional focus and attention to that on behalf of both. The masculine as it relates to himself, the Seven of Spring. Be assertive, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your personal power. He's tired of being trampled on. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. Again, a message about following the guidance. I think we're going to see this throughout until I'm done. And about the union. Ooh, he's worried something is going to take it away. This is the energy of joy stealing, right? The Seven of Windsor. And it showed up in our weekly general too. You want to, again, check that out. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables. Okay, this relationship here, Hierophant, Four of Wands, that's the valuable. Including non-material resources such as time and peace of mind. What I say, this is joy stealing, peace stealing. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. Judas, that's what's going on this week. We are under severe attack. Again, more so than I felt we have ever been throughout my time on this journey. Overall, the Four of Summer. So we have an opportunity to do something about all that. Don't miss it. It's in your hands. No one's tying your hands, forcing you to get healing. I'm recommending it. I'm sure you're being nudged and you're feeling the need to. Whether you actually do it and follow through, again, is up to you. This card guides us not to miss the opportunity. Your responsibilities may distract you from noticing all the gifts that God is presenting to you. Be open to investigating opportunities that come your way of whatever kind, maybe of this kind. Like, don't presume that there's not good waiting for you or it's going to come your way. What would the masculine have the feminine do this week toward the union? Princess of Autumn, cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous is the Princess of Autumn. Princess of Autumn also represents the sign of Virgo for me. This could have something to do with the Virgo moon. I believe that occurs both Tuesday and Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But some of you may want to look it up if you're, to check for yourselves. But I'm pretty sure. Tuesday and Wednesday, we have a Virgo moon, I think. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education or relationships in this case, in our case, because we're doing love, such as a promotion or a scholarship. Okay, promotion, elevation, ascension of your relationship. It's coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting and to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. So seize this chance for a better relationship and a better, life on this path. Don't miss the opportunity. Again, however it's presented to you, in whatever form and whatever you're guided to do, or maybe guided not to do. Don't miss that opportunity either. If you're told to hold back, don't just jump out of the window. What can the masculine do this week? Justice, the right thing. The right thing. The universe is saying, do the right thing, man. Whatever that means for you. Justice represents the sign of Libra. And I saw it a couple of times as I was shuffling, and I had a feeling it was going to come up. I meant to mention it. Fair decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. There's another 8 too. Yeah, the masculine is guided to do the right thing and to sort of require that the right thing be done by him. And again, that's why this is crossing here. This 7 of spring, this says don't let anybody else trample on your choices or change your mind about the decisions you've made or steal your joy. He's got to be in defense of that. He's got to protect that this week. What would the universe have the 2 to do? Balance. Balance is temperance in the traditional tarot. Temperance is all about what? Healing. Healing. It's a very strong healing energy, and combined with the star, which can also be a healing energy. So not only are we to seek it, the universe wanting to give us so much of this healing energy this week, whether we seek additional or not. But I have to tell you that when I picked up the star, behind it, also upright, was the 3 of winter. So there can be some particular pain, and this is another 8 as well. Some particular pain that some of us are having to work on. A wound, maybe having to do with the wounded healer. Sadness is a part of life, but you don't have to endure it alone. You may need a little time to heal, but once you work your way through the emotions, you'll be stronger than before. Some of the masculine, maybe their divorce or something becoming final this week, or they're actually filing and deciding to go forward with it. And even if it's not a legal marriage like this, that a separation officially becoming official, separation becoming official, a relationship really coming to an end is part of this for some of us too. And the outcome. New beginnings. Boom. It's the Empress, which again represents the planet Venus for me, ruler of Libra, next to which it sits. So new beginnings, on the right path, born of justice, 3 + 8 = 11. Libra, Taurus, and Gemini. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. The Empress, or Major Arcana card 3, can also be representative of some sort of party of 3 situation. And again, like I was just saying prior to even turning over the Empress, it can have something to do with a relationship coming to an end for some. And that may be why the 3 of... another reason why the 3 of Swords is upright behind the star as well. And why healing is necessary. There'll be healing of a different type maybe, but born of the same things. We can achieve it the same ways. All right. So I also want to see from the perspective of, or a perspective of the universe, Empress. That was the divine masculine's higher selves, the collective divine masculine's higher self's perspective. Let's see what the universe in general has to say. Opening to the Princess of Summer, which represents the sign of Pisces, or the water sign, or just like love. This is an offer of love. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced is the Princess of Summer. You can expect to kindle a new relationship, a romantic relationship, or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. That person, that someone, may be a water sign, or perhaps a Taurus, Libra, or Gemini. And again, as it relates to specifics with regard to the water sign, specifically a Pisces. Opening to the Prince of Winter, decisive, focused, driven, impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. Like all of a sudden things are going to start moving. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. You've got X amount of days to decide what you're going to do or not do in preparation of the resurrection and your own rebirth. What are you going to do? That's what that Prince of Winter is asking. He too is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, opposite the princess. And here comes the King of Winter, intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. Okay, he's no nonsense. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, so if you need guidance from elsewhere, from somebody, the professional, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. The King of Winter, like the Prince and the Page, is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and can be here representative of the planet Mercury or Venus as well. Both rulers, not only of air signs, Libra and Gemini, but both Venus and Mercury, co-rulers of Gemini specifically. Princess of Summer, I'm going to cut. Boom, Ace of Autumn, right? New beginnings. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. Okay, that serendipitous meeting can result in a relationship, or this can be a relationship that is already existing, but receiving like a new blessing, a new phase, right? Starting anew, just like the Empress represents. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or your relationship may be promoted, raised, elevated, ascended, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment is also possible. But again, as it relates to love, this is a relationship that is not only sent by the divine and like right on time, but it's abundant. The love is abundant, and it can go a long way. This relationship will thrive. It has longevity, it has worth, it has value. It's expensive. So I got to show you, I'm here shuffling in my hand. The Ace of Spring jumped out onto the floor, face up. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and passionately pursue every opportunity and possibility. Again, don't miss out on the opportunity. Remember the Four of Cups. But it also left me with this, so I want you to see these two. The Queen of Winter, who's experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. And like the others we've seen of this suit, she is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. This says claim your freedom. The freedom from what? The devil. Okay? This is also open here. You may feel that you're trapped in a situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and to break free of any negative thinking. So if anybody's pulling you by the purse strings, as they say, or anything like that, like screw that too and be willing to take a leap of faith. You'll be happy that you did. All those wonderful cards, but the overall energy is the Nine of Winter. Okay, people are stressed out, they're worried, they can't sleep. Your worries and fears aren't real. Okay, these are part of the things that are holding you back, that you need to be cleansed of, that you need to be freed of, that you need erased. They are fueled by focusing upon the negative, which gives power to that which you're afraid of. Stop worrying, because what you're doing is manifesting negativity into your own life. Let go of fear and everything will be okay. Actually, divine couple. Recent past. Masculine's higher self. Again, from the perspective of the universe this time. Near future. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, the masculine can do. Further advice from the universe and the outcome. Divine couple, the Seven of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. Okay, if you do the work, you're going to get paid. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. the recent past, the 8 of autumn. Some of works descending order to get to that ace, right? Number 1. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, conducting research, or this is life lessons too, right? Just doing what you have to do to learn life lessons and making sure you take what you have to, what you should from every experience that you have. Do your best work in that regard. And the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. The law of attraction works that what you put out is what you get back. So you put the work out, you reap what you sow. And that has been what's been going on in the recent past, the near future. Boom! What'd I say? Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. We're trying to move to the ace. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded is the king of autumn. He is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And I'm thinking I started with the Queen of Autumn, didn't I? Oh, that's with the other deck. Okay, I see. On the other deck, I shuffled to the Queen of Autumn. That's why I was like confused for a second. This is in the near future. So again, that abundance and value and worthiness, being expensive and dear, as they say, in the near future, as it relates to love, from the universe, what they're saying. Maybe when Venus enters Taurus, which again is the 31st this week. Masculine's higher self. Boom! You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. What are we going to do instead of giving up? Do the work, because if you do the work, you reap what you have sown. And it turns into this. Blocks to the union. Fire signs. Fire signs. The sun, major arcana card, the sun. Your plans will work out well. This is also about like lack of confidence. That's the block. Like not trusting that everything's going to work out. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments you so richly deserve. Or in other words, there are no blocks this week. Okay, because this is you. This is, if this turns out to be a block for you, it's self-imposed. It's because you're not trusting yourself, and you're not trusting the law of attraction and the fact that if you do the work, you're going to get the outcome that you're seeking. What can the feminine do other than that? 2 of spring, boom. Masculine is here at 2 of summer. Feminine is in 2 of spring mode. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, you may be, or it may be rather, in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people helping you. Okay, here's the partner, a willing participant. What can the masculine do? Boom! Isn't this the same exact card that turned up for him in the other spread? It's time, or his card that he chose as it relates to the feminine in the relationship. It's time to kick back, relax, and celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from successes in your career, the completion of a project, or very happy home life. This is basically saying go after what is yours and don't turn back. You've earned it. To those to whom that applies. Further advice from the universe. The Hermit. Okay, if you're not there yet, go within so you can get there and catch up to others. The Hermit again represents the sign of Virgo. Okay, so you can be this king of autumn too. Time to for contemplation and to retreat and to go within. Also, you can be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. So it's about enlightenment, and often to seek it. And the guidance right now, I think, to seek it, beginning from within, so that we can let go of this, because this is within. Anybody that's holding on to this and potentially manifesting negativity in their life, again, remember this self-imposed block, that has to do with within. So only you can decide to release that, and then again seek help releasing it if you need help. But it's first to admit that it exists, that the situation exists, and that you need to figure out, why it is and change it. Change your perspective. And the outcome here. Yay, boom, 6 of winter. The challenging times are coming to an end. I also said this, right? That's why we're underneath the clock, because April 1st is the resurrection, is the rebirth. So the challenging times are going to come to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let the past go and embrace the happier times ahead. I'll do one more spread with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, because I came into this not knowing what the heck I was doing or how I was going to do it. It's all been very divinely guided, and I listen to the guidance as I'm asking you guys to do as well. Beginning with True Love from the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels. This is the romance of a lifetime. Let your friends help you. Okay, my friends are the angels. Yours may be too. Let whomever you feel closest to, that you can entrust with this, help you. Ask for and accept support from others. True love. Soulmate. Boom. Yes, this is your soulmate. True love. And getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. True love. I'll go one more. It is retreat. That's the note on which I just ended from the other spread. It's time to disconnect from the world. So I will end on that note again and cut here. Boom. Codependency. This is the devil that kept showing up. This is the 8 of winter. This is the 9 of winter. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And again, for some, I feel that's real substance abuse, alcoholism, drugs, and also money. Some really unhealthy relationships with money. And that may be why the overall energy is finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. But I think the other reason why this is showing up is, again, that earth energy. It's to be reflective of coins and maybe, again, Venus in Taurus, or the Virgo energy that is surrounding us, the king of earth, or the ace of earth that showed up here before as well. Romantic feelings, masculine. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And don't let anybody, again, talk you out of it or change your mind about what's in your heart and your feelings. The romance angels confirming that they're the real deal. You're surrounded by new love. Okay, this is the new beginning. Even if it's love that you've experienced, it's not going to be the same anymore. Death to that. So whatever you had before is never going to exist in the same way again. But you can have something new with the same person. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay, your old person, whomever you were with, they're going to be your new person too. But the old them is dead and gone, as is the old you. Okay, that's dead and gone. The relationship is dead and gone, and we're starting anew. You and your, boom, what I said before in the other spread, the masculine getting divorced, separating from somebody, breaking up. So this is not the divine partner. This is some, like, quote unquote karmic situation or something too. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. That's who you're leaving, or who's leaving you, or whatever the case is. That's your 3 of swords. Feminine, we are crowned by children. Your love life is being affected by children. For some of us, this is just another way of saying, like, the new. This is the energy of the Empress. And for others, it is actual children maybe coming into play because we have a masculine from whom we're separating, or in a relationship that's ending with our child's father or something, or other parent, or however it works. Okay, because we have the children mirroring the separation. Surrounding the feminine. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Well, inner youthful spirit, I always feel, is guiding one to like embrace the energy of a mutable sign, like my own Gemini, Virgo, which I just mentioned, Pisces, Sagittarius, that, you know, more young and fun sort of energy, very lighthearted. And the feminine subconscious engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, as I've said several times during this reading. Crowning. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Communication coming maybe from that transit between Venus and Uranus on Wednesday again at the root. Wedding, sitting here next to engagement. Boom. This situation involves marriage. And again, for some, for the masculine in particular, it's about divorce. That's why we have the three of these all lined up. When you separate or end that other relationship, when you do the right thing, as justice suggests, and separate from that in that wedding, this other relationship will ascend. And at the heart of the matter, healing. Family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, but it's not just your parents. It's anybody that is so impactful upon your life that you can't move forward with not only your love life, but your life in general. You have to heal that. And you have to heal it, in my opinion, either by repairing the relationship or walking away from them. Queen of Swords shit. It is what it is. That person can also, again, be the, can be your parent, can be your siblings here with children. You're separating from these people. Okay. They don't mean you well, despite who they are in your life, as far as, you know, the placement, the blood connection. Your child's other parent, you're separating from them. Anybody who falls into that, description that I said, that, you know, that would prevent you from being able to live your life. But, most coming through the strongest would be those that I described, those familial bonds. Okay. I didn't use these, but again, I would have began with this deck again with the Queen of Earth, who is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The Queen of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and can be representative of the, again, value and worth of a relationship in your life as it relates to love. It may be descriptive of the person too, like with whom you're involved, other than their zodiac sign, the kind of person they are, like good with money, someone who's self-sufficient, maybe has their own business, you know, responsible, a good man or woman, you know, to be with, and can be the planet and goddess Venus herself, as the planet of love and money. And again, enters the sign which she rules this week. And I picked this up, and other cards came up with it. Let's see. They're cards we've seen all through the reading from the other deck. It's the Four of Fire. So that's the same thing as that Four of Spring that kept popping up, a Four of Wands. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. Okay, this is also upright behind this Queen of Earth. Then the Star, that major arcana card number 17 equals 8 again, representing the planet Uranus, with whom Venus has a transit on a Wednesday. Again, a positive transit. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. And underneath this, which is really what I was going to show you, is the Two of Fire. But now I just see something else. Hang on. The Two of Fire also upright. You've come into your own. So this is the Two of Wands that sat here for the feminine. New partnerships or contracts. So new relationships or relationships anew again. Continue to move forward on this and toward this path. Also upright. And it's the last one that's upright. Behind that, the major arcana card, the Lovers. All right. Representing the sign of Gemini yet again. But more importantly, love. The universe is love. God is love. Jesus is love. And there's healing. There's Archangel Raphael. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. Masculine, further to all that wonderful energy, your advice is let the codependency go. If you're on some sort of drug or something, you can kick it. You know what? The other day, my father, I was going to see my father. He asked me to bring him cigarettes. I went to 2 stores. And I could have gone to other stores, but I had already passed those by with plans on, I'm going to this one place. I'm going to pick up the cigarettes and I'm going to be about my business. So I waited till I got like on my block. The one place says, I don't have any Newports. I said, oh, okay. So I go to this other place. And I go there after going into the grocery store. So now I got bags in my hand. And I walk over there, hobble over there with them because I always buy too much every time I step in the store. And the guy says, you want lotto? And I looked at the lotto and how much it was. One of them was over $400 million. And I said, oh, I'm thinking maybe I should. That's not what I said to him. That's not what I came here for. But you know what? I'll take lotto. He's like, no, I don't have any. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, actually, I'm here for cigarettes anyway. He said, no, I don't have any cigarettes either. Lotto and cigarettes next week. So I'm like, oh, man. So I forgot to mention it. The next day, now I'm going to see my dad. And so I text him, if you haven't gotten the cigarettes already, I'll, go get them today. And he texts back, skip it. It's a sign. In other words, I quit smoking. Just like that. So far, I've asked people on my Facebook page to pray for his continued strength in quitting. But that's just to give you an example of a masculine and specifically a male, attached to a substance that's holding them back. And I'm not being judgmental. I smoked for years myself and I pretty much quit the same way. And, gave up drinking on a regular basis the same way too. One day I was just like, what am I doing? And I put the bottle down. I still have a drink occasionally. I was never an alcoholic, And again, that's not to be judgmental against alcoholics. Some of us are, and you can quit too. My uncle used to smoke 4 packs of cigarettes a day and drink like a fish. He was always drunk. I can't remember him being sober coming up. It took stomach cancer and having like part of his esophagus removed to make him go cold turkey on all the stuff, but he quit too. So, I mean, it's possible. If there's an opportunity for you to do so, don't miss it. On a lighter note, as it relates to this card, if none of that applies to you, I had to say it because I felt it, so it applies to somebody out there that's going to hear this. But if that doesn't apply to you, that doesn't resonate, what should, and make sure it does, if you've been going through a difficult time in any area of your life, is the fact that we have to expect things to be better. We have to take this as guidance that the universe has guided me to believe that my difficult time is over. And so I do believe that. I receive it, I believe it, I receive it. And that's how I'm going to move into the future, expecting like, well, that's not going to happen anymore. That's over. That's what the universe told me. That's over. Right? The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Feminine, boom, the sun. Remember I said there are no challenges unless we put some in front of ourselves. So we don't have to do that. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if we have confidence in ourselves. The sun represents the sign of Sagittarius. In the tarot, but maybe, could be representative of another fire sign, particularly Leo, and maybe having something to do with the true node this week, because the actual sun, Earth's star, the sun, rules the sign of Leo. But in the tarot, yes, the sun represents the sign, like temperance, represents the sign of Sagittarius. From the animal tarot to the masculine, boom, the devil is back for you. This is from which you have to break away. Remember I said this was codependency? This is codependency. But it's coming to an end if you let it and you embrace that change. This will come to an end if you let it and embrace the change and stop believing yourself stuck and imprisoned, because you're not. You're a man, or maybe you're a woman, but you are, an adult and you're free. Even if we are physically imprisoned, which I don't believe I'm talking to anybody that is, but even if we are, and I am, it's up to you to still keep your mind free. And they say if you free your mind, if it's not free, if you free it, the rest will follow. It falls in line. You may feel that you're trapped in a situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth So again, don't let yourself be imprisoned by money either. The scriptures say, Timothy 2 specifically says that, you know, money is the devil, basically. And break free of negative thinking. Feminine, it's life experience or the tower. Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. Just take the leap. Masculine, they're going to beat this into you if they have to. You must retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. For some, this can actually be together. And I ended that last spread on the 6 of air, 6 of swords. That can be about travel too. Some of us are actually like going to have some sort of little getaway together, maybe a weekend trip or something this week. Maybe because school's closed the following week or something with Passover and Easter. Some of us are going to take a break. And why? Because this could be the one, feminine. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this week's love reading. I'll be back with something about the moon. And again, some more personal readings. Namaste, angels.